we should start now. Dr. Vivek.
Yes, sir. अभी सर ये रिकॉर्डिंग का बटन दबाया कि नहीं वो चेक करना था मुझे.
रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू है.
चालू है सर.
उन्होंने यही लिखा रिकॉर्डिंग इज ऑन.
Recording is on.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So this is the GBM meeting, and I pleased to welcome the President-elect, the past President of Guleria, Executive Councillors, Dr. Agrawal, Narayan Prasad, and Dr. Manisha, everybody. And with this welcome address, I will now request Dr. Vivek Kote to go ahead with the proceeding of the GBM one by one. So Dr. Vivek Kote, over to you.
Thank you, President Professor Jayaprakash sir. I welcome all the members for this online general body meeting of 31st Annual Congress of Indian Society of Organ Transplantation. I have email and WhatsApp agenda of the meeting along with list of approval minutes of the last general body meeting for your approval.
Approved.
Thank you, Dr. Narayan. And second one?
Approved. Dr. Manisha, yeah.
Thank you, Manisha madam. Second agenda is approval of new membership. Total 75 members were made from last GBM, that is 4th April 2021 to annual Congress. As on today, we have sent the election ballot to 1426 members, and after including this, the society will have 1503 members. I joined as a secretary in October 2018, and thereafter we had total 400 new members. I request member for approval of new membership list 1426 on 1426 to 1503.
So Viveka, if you have checked all the eligibility of the candidates to be the member of the society, then it is fine.
Yeah, they are as per the eligible for the full membership.
Yeah, what is the total number?
Please go ahead.
Vivek, what is the total number of society now, including the new members?
More than 1500, sir.
Oh, very good.
Yes, sir.
During our ISN.
Congratulations, Vivek Kote from Dr. Nayak.
Thank
Vivek.
you.
We should welcome all new members. I think we should approve all.
Approved from us.
We should, Vivek, I just wanted to tell you that the liver and the heart meeting is still going on. Parallelly, we should try and avoid these overlaps when general body is happening.
Sir, this is.
We just finished the heart meeting. Just finished the heart meeting 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
No. Sir. The
Liver, I think,
timing
is going
of
on.
general body meeting were informed to them in advance.
Ah.
But if they want to continue, it's not my fault.
No, it's not saying
preparing
fault.
the scientific agenda, this
No.
was informed to them.
I know, but not question of fault. It is just as a norm that we tell them not to hold at that hour, because generally speaking there will be some members from liver also, and they shouldn't say that I couldn't join because there's some program going on. So just as a norm, I'm saying I'm not trying to find
Sir,
fault.
just before the scientific program, I have informed them that this is the general body meeting. These are the timings. So if they still want to continue, I thought they are not a member of ISOT.
Well, the heart meeting is just finished. Maybe the liver is going on.
Liver is still going on.
Then I request Dr. Narayan Prasad for the treasurer report.
Dr. Vivek, I will request, can you share this screen of this PowerPoint? So just to inform,
Vivek, can you share the names of the new members?
It is emailed to all, sir. The Excel sheet, because these are 75 members, their affiliation, their department, their phone number, their email. I can just give breakout out of 75, around 60 to 65 are kidney members and 10 to 15 are the surgical, liver and other organs. You might have received in your email as well as WhatsApp.
Yes, yes, yes.
so from the treasurer side, just to inform the house, the ISOT has the balance sheet is now very strong. We have the balance sheet having 2 crore 99 lakhs 2,944. So
That is very good, very good, very good. I would say.
that is the good addition. And for this financial years, we have the total balance of 46 lakh 73,761. And for the details, if Dr. Vivek, you can share the screen if it is there, or otherwise I can read the
I
particulars.
can share the screen. 1 minute. Yes, please, Dr. Narayan.
Yeah. So this is all the breakup of the accounting charges, audit fees, bank charges, computer expenses, discount. So everything very standard, nothing more to inform. So this year's balance sheet is there, and next page. And this is all the balance of the 2 crore 9,92,944 rupees in the balance of the ISOT. So I think the society is becoming richer day by day under the leadership of the governing body of ISOT, with particular interest of the Dr. Vivek Kute. So we should all thank him for taking so much interest in the functioning of the society. So over from my side.
What are the contributions from the last conference?
Sir, total contribution came about 40 lakhs. So 35 lakhs they have given, and 5 lakhs is likely to come from their.
Which contribution is this?
This is
Narayan?
2019, no?
You're
Sir,
talking about
he is asking
Hyderabad.
about. He is trying to ask from this caste,
Delhi.
Delhi
Yeah,
caste.
caste,
Na?
okay.
So from that probably approximately 30 lakhs once and 10 lakhs the seed money which has been given from ISOT they have returned back, 5 lakhs again, and probably they are telling that 5 lakhs will get by once everything will settle. Some money will likely to come to the ISOT. That is correct, Vivek?
At that time, there were a lot of issues. That's what I thought it's good. At least some money has come.
Yeah, some money came, sir, but still there are a lot of things to settle, so we can discuss later on.
What about Hyderabad? Has it been settled also?
Hyderabad has already settled, sir.
Yeah, okay. How much did we get from Hyderabad?
Hyderabad, so last year we have already discussed. What is this settlement? Hyderabad has already settled. The account has been closed.
Are we likely to pay any income tax on the interest we have earned?
So that always you have to do, sir.
Yeah, okay.
सर अभी ना टैक्स ऑफिशियल फाइल करना बाकी है क्योंकि
वो भी करेंगे.
डेट ड्यू है. दिस इज अनऑडिटेड अकाउंट सर.
ठीक है, we can go ahead. Go to the next slide.
Okay, so it is my pleasure to present the secretary report. With starting condolence for the COVID warrior. COVID has snatched many of our loved ones from us. We pay respect to people, members, health workers who died of COVID-19 and express our condolence to their family by keeping silence for some time. Thank you. It is my pleasure to work with the current Executive Council members since last 3 years. Under the leadership of President Dr. Jay Prakash, President-elect Dr. Sunil Shroff, past President Dr. Sandeep Guleria, Vice President Dr. P.P. Verma, Dr. Ashish Sharma, Dr. Shruti Dave, myself as a secretary, and Dr. Manish Rathi, Joint Secretary. Dr. Narayan Prasad has effectively managed the treasurer responsibility, and we have closed all other accounts of ISOT in Aurangabad, Mumbai, Chandigarh, and all accounts are shifted to the Ahmedabad, and we will close the Delhi caste account soon. We also get immense contribution in progress of society from all the council members. Dr. Pankaj Shah, Dr. Sanjay Agarwal, Dr. Santosh Varghese, Dr. Dhananjay Agarwal, Dr. A.K. Bhalla, Dr. Dharmendra, Dr. Harshvardhan, Dr. Manish, and our editor-in-chief of Indian Journal of Transplantation, Dr. Manisha Sai. It was very pleasure this year that despite COVID-19 pandemic, we hold this ISOT meeting on the hybrid mode. Although majority join on the virtual platform, we are lucky to have Professor Alvin Roth, Nobel Prize winner in economics, for his work in kidney exchange as a chief guest, along with guest of honor Professor Marcelo Cantonvich, President the Transplantation Society and Chairman India Relation Committee. The Scientific Committee of ISOT this year conferred Dr. Vidya Acharya oration to Dr. Georgie Abraham. First time Dr. HL3 Trivedi oration was started with support from Ahmedabad Nephrology Forum, and this was conferred to Dr. Stephen G. Tullius from Brigham and Women's Hospital. The surgical Dr. RVS Yadav oration was conferred to Dr. Ashish Sharma for his outstanding contribution in the field of disease donation. And young transplant lecture, Dr. K.N. Udupa Memorial Lecture was given to young member with below the age of 40. This was conferred to Dr. Hari Shankar Meshram from our own institute. We received numerous applications for the fellowship of Indian Society of Organ Transplantation. And this year we made the scoring system for objective evaluation for the fellowship. So as per the scoring system, the credential committee of the ISOT chaired by Dr. Sandeep Guleria awarded fellowship to Dr. Jay Prakash, Dr. Mukut Means, Dr. Natarajan Gopal Krishnan, Dr. Nisit Kumar Mohanty, Dr. Pradeep Salgia, Dr. Ashok Kumar Sharma for their outstanding contribution in the field of living and deceased donor organ transplantation. Dr. Narayan Prasad has already presented the treasurer report. So I will skip this agenda. Only we have at present 2 accounts, one in Ahmedabad, that is for at secretary, and other account from Delhi will be closed in coming 2 to 3 weeks. That was cast to 2019 accounts. We held the ballot election despite COVID-19 pandemic as per the ISOT constitution. There was unprecedented, overwhelming response from all the members in terms of nomination. We received 56 nominations for various posts, including editor-in-chief post of Indian Journal of Transplantation. More than 400 members joined since I joined the secretary in October 2018. And this year, voting percentage also doubled. Total 681 members participated in the ballot election despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Now the new body is President-elect physician Dr. Georgie Abraham, Vice President Dr. Sanjay Kolte, Dr. D.S. Ray, Dr. Pallav Gupta from Basic Science. I thank all the members for re-electing me as a secretary for the second term. Joint Secretary Manish Balwani, Treasurer Pankaj Shah, Executive Council Member Dr. S.K. Agarwal, Dr. Sanjeev Gulati, Dr. Subho Banerjee, Dr. Shyam Bansal, Dr. Arpita Chaudhary, Dr. Divya Bajpai, Dr. Jigar Srimali, and Dr. Girish MS. So this is all India presentation. All the members, executives, they are coming from different parts of India. And hopefully we will work for the progress of ISOT for increasing access to transplantation with more focus on deceased donor transplant, because as on today 85% transplants in India are living donor and 15% are deceased donor, which is mainly active in south and west part of India. All other members who are not elected and all the members would like to contribute for the progress of society. Our president has promised to make different committees so that they will contribute in different committees. Yesterday we had executive council meeting where the council agreed for formation of different committees like young transplant professional, women in transplantation, ethics, website, membership, education, legal, disease donation advocates, public champion, and registry. Of course, we are lacking behind the registry. We can improve more for patient and donor registry. To continue the goal of education as one of the principal component of the ISOT from service, education, and research. Yesterday, the council approved this joint webinar from International Transplant Society, Critical Care Society, Indian Society of Organ Transplantation. In 2021, first time the ISOT is now affiliated society for the International Transplant Society, and we will be jointly holding the webinar on disease donation to in November, December, and January. The logistics will be provided by the TTS, and members from the ISOT would also be the faculty in this webinar along with experts from the Critical Care Society. Then we will, if the COVID control is appropriate, there is no third wave, ISOT can host the regional meeting of International Transplant Society March 22 onwards. Of course, everything depends on the COVID control if there is no third wave, and we can keep the theme like increase access to transplant, affordable transplant, disease donation, and to overcome gender disparity. The British Transplant Society agreed for exchange of knowledge between BTS and ISOT members. This meeting will be held in March 2022, and members from ISOT would also contribute in this meeting. We will circulate the announcement of the BTS, and they have promised for discounted registration for the ISOT members. Between 2013 to 2019, as per data submitted by NOTO to the GODT registry, around 62,000 transplants are performed in India. Majority are kidney and liver. Heart, lung, pancreas, and small bowel transplant numbers are less, but they are increasing. 85% are living donation, 15% are deceased donation, which is mainly active in south and west part of India. So in the coming time, the ISOT would like to encourage, would help in all possible ways to expand deceased donation in the states where it is just started, and in other states like Seven Sisters of India, Assam, Guwahati, where it is yet to be started. As per the data submitted by NOTO to the GODT registry, these are the transplant numbers from 2019 and 2020. Despite COVID-19 as a health priority, we could achieve 50 to 60% of transplant for all the organs. Deceased donation, kidney transplant 56%, liver transplant is 69%, because in case of end-stage liver failure, there is no alternative dialysis. So 60% transplants were performed in 2020 as compared to the pre-COVID 2019 numbers. We request all the ISOT members, all the transplant professionals to contribute data to the NOTO so that we can improve the participation in terms of registry, especially in terms of outcome registry. During COVID-19 pandemic, around 40 centers from India participated to the multi-center studies, and we could able to publish around 25 to 30 papers. This is a encouraging participation from all the centers, and this should be an ongoing activity so that the contribution of all the members would be reflected at national and international level, and we can learn from all our experience, especially the multi-center data, national data, to make it more robust for all the members. When pandemic started in March 2020, the transplant professionals contributed to the NOTO transplant specific guidelines, and with the help of the checklist provided by the guidelines, we could able to proceed for transplant as per the available healthcare resources. And 60% transplants are performed in India in 2020 as compared to the pre-COVID 2019. In January 21, India started rolling of COVID vaccine. At that time, the transplant professionals and ISOT executive contributed to the COVID-19 vaccine update. And this guideline suggests that transplant recipients should get COVID vaccine. Of course, in the immunocompromised state, the efficacy is less, for example, 2/3 as per all the published data as on today. So transplant patients should follow COVID appropriate behavior despite COVID vaccination. Recently, we also published this update on COVID vaccination, and it suggests that complete schedule of vaccination should be completed before elective transplant surgery. If it is not possible, at least one dose should be given, and there should be time interval of 2 weeks between the COVID vaccine and transplant. And second dose, if it is not completed before the transplant surgery, it should be completed 4 to 12 weeks after transplant. The Narmada Kidney Foundation will host the transplant games, either virtual, physical, or hybrid, on 4th and 5th December 2021 to give a positive message to all transplant population. Then next year, the ISOT will be held in Nagpur under organizing chairmanship of Dr. Samir Chaube and organizing secretary Dr. Manish Balwani. Hopefully, by that time, COVID will be under control and we would be able to meet in person in Nagpur for the coming year Congress. There were numerous positive suggestions from all the members of the society. We discussed the suggestions yesterday in the executive council meeting, and although all suggestions were very good, this required constitutional amendment before thinking of this going forward, which should be included and which should not be included. Dr. Sunil Stock suggested the e-voting for the ISOT election. This is a welcome step. We could not do e-voting this year because as per constitution, ballot voting was mandatory, and to amend the constitution, the majority of the members should support any memorandum of association. So we have formed the constitutional amendment committee. We also welcome all the suggestions from all the members, newly elected council member, other past council member, so that the committee will discuss the suggestions received, and before the next midterm meeting, which will be held in Patna, we will give other inputs of what is approved by the Constitutional Amendment Committee. Indian Journal of Transplantation would be indexed in coming few months. Dr. Manisha Sahai has immensely worked for the journal since last 6 years, and Madam will complete her term in October 22. So there were few suggestions like there can be some remuneration to the editor-in-chief or editorial staff, then voting from all the members to editor-in-chief post of the journal, permanent staff for the ISOT office, and online membership payment. Then city and regional chapters for the ISOT was given proposal from Dr. Saharia, and organ-wise reservation in the council post or election post was suggestion given by Dr. Ravi Mohanka and liver transplant team. I hope the Constitution Amendment Committee would discuss them further, and we will get back to you before the next general body meeting in the Patna. Hopefully, this should be held in physical meeting. We could not do amendment because the majority is required. Approval from majority is required for any amendment in Constitution. That was not possible during COVID-19 pandemic. This year we received 3 applications for ISOT 2023. First is from Kolkata, Dr. Pratik Das. Second is from Mysore, Dr. Manjunath Shetty, and third is from Guwahati, Dr. Manjuri Sharma. I think I have informed all 3 to be present here. Dr. Pratik Das is here.
Yes. Yes, I am here.
Okay, so may I request you, sir, Dr. Pratik Das, to inform the members why the ISOT should be given to Kolkata, so that after hearing thoughts from all the 3 bidders, member can give their opinion.
Okay, just give me some. Just.
finished your report? Or you have some more?
Sir, report is finished, sir. This
Okay.
was the last agenda, sir.
Okay.
Because we need to hear from the bidder, then
Yeah, Sure.
other council and members can give input, sir. Dr. Pratik Das, is there any audio also?
Yes, audio is also there.
But it's not running, huh? Audio is not.
Just-
Out of
one.
Kolkata from the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International.
Just one.
You can start from beginning.
Yes. The beginning. Just one minute.
Any commentary also?
Dr. Pratik, there is
Just one minute.
yeah. Otherwise, you can just give brief points along with this one.
With more than 300 years to its existence, Kolkata is wrapped with the blessings of rich heritage and culture. One of the most important facilities Kolkata provides is the hassle-free travel and hospitality. The city runs with back-to-back flights from different regions of the world, and currently, multiple international flights are flying in and out of Kolkata from the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, Vishwa Bangla Convention Center, hotels like ITC Royale, the pride of Kolkata, can accommodate and host more than 1,000 delegates from all over the world. JW Marriott, Great Eastern, Hyatt Regency, Westin are situated within 10 to 12 kilometers of the CCEU airport. Also, Kolkata has been the city of heritage since almost its inception. Remarkable personalities like Rabindranath Tagore, Satyajit Ray, Swami Vivekananda, C.V. Raman, Amartya Sen belong to this city. Another attraction of this city of joy is its food. So is the delicacies. Kolkata is also proud of its way of celebrating life. The festivals like Durga Puja are somewhat the elixir to the city. The growth of organ transplantation programs in the city has been remarkable in the few decades. City performs more than thousands renal transplantations in a year, which include both alive and deceased donor transplantations. It has drawn special national and international attention by performing probably the highest number of ABO incompatible renal transplantations in the country. At present, more than 20 super specialty hospitals have been licensed for organ transplantation, and with active cooperation of all of them, city's deceased donor transplantation program is showing a shape of growth in the last 2 years. Examples being 10 successful cardiac transplantations in last 18 months. Government has extended all the support to make this program successful. In short, Kolkata is so very proud of this cosmopolitan and inclusive culture and heritage, and the best possible place to hold a convention of this capacity. Expecting you at the City of Joy, Kolkata.
Dr. Pratik Das, who are the other members? And just any brief inputs or any other you want to say apart from this?
No, it's all. And other members, I have given already the names. Dr. Jayanto Basu, Dr. Orpita, Dr. Biplab Ghosh, Dr. Pahari. It's written in the application.
Yeah, but okay. You want to say anything more for Kolkata? Why it should be Kolkata?
Just because we are doing a good number of transplantation, and transplantation program is very much on in this city, and we have not hosted it for last 20 years. Last ISOT probably happened in Kolkata in only 2000, year of 2000. So last 21 years we have not done. So in the East, probably not only this ABO incompatible, also this disease donor as well as the live donor transplantations, liver, heart, everything is going on in a very good pace, even in the COVID situations. So I think we should at least host once in a 20 years, at least we should host this ISOT meeting in Kolkata. It is a cosmopolitan, so connectivity is not an issue, stay is not an issue for international, national.
But who are the other members of the committee, organizing committee, proposed committee?
Dr. Arpita Raichudhary is there, Dr. Jayanto Basu, Dr. D.K. Pahari, and Dr. Biplab Ghosh. I have already given in the application. The names are given.
Yes, now our vice president is also from Kolkata, so you have some added advantage. Okay, so should we move on to next one? Dr. Manjuri Sharma is here. Madam?
She was here.
Dr. Manjuri Sharma?
Yes, I am there. Can you hear me?
Madam is professor and head of GMC Guwahati. Over to Madam. Why it should be given to Guwahati, Madam?
No, there are a lot of issues and some sentiments attached also regarding holding the ISOT in Guwahati. Firstly, I'd like to say that we have organized many national, not many, few national and regional conferences in Guwahati. The first conference, national conference, which we held was in 2009. That was the Indian Society of Nephrology, the annual conference. And then in 2016, we have organized the Indian Association of Nephrology, INCON conference. And regarding this conference, I'd like to say that actually this conference was supposed to be held in Aurangabad, but at the last moment, this was cancelled. And then in the month of June, I was being requested by the president of the Indian Academy of Nephrology to hold the conference, and within 3 months' time, I got prepared, and we had held the conference in Guwahati in the month of November, and which was a great success. And the other thing, obviously, we had been holding the East Zone Conference of ISN. Also, we have held the Northeast Conference, Nephrology Conference. And Guwahati is a fast-growing city. And besides carrying out renal transplant programs regularly in my hospital, that is the Guwahati Medical College Hospital, a few other private centers have also started doing renal transplant. Besides renal transplant, liver transplant program has also started in Guwahati, and corneal retrieval and transplants are regularly done. Also, the ROTO is located in my hospital, that is in Guwahati Medical College, and it functions as the main center in the entire Northeast India under ROTO. So besides the government hospitals, most of the private hospitals are under ROTO. And I have been informed recently that the brain death certification has been approved by the cabinet, and very soon we can start off with the cadaver donation program. Since ISOT has never been held in Guwahati before, I hope it can be hosted in Guwahati in 2023, which will immensely benefit the entire physicians and surgeons of the entire Northeast India. Also, Guwahati being the gateway of Northeast India, besides the academic activities, the delegates can have a lifetime experience of enjoying the untouched and mystical beauty of Assam. And to name the important sightseeings, I can say most of you must be knowing about the Kamakya temple, which is in the heart of Guwahati, the Umananda Island, Assam State Zoo, Museum, and few other important temples we have. Then we have the Hualkusi, which is the silk village, and also known as the Manchester of the East, is located 35 kilometers away from Guwahati. And then you can have a cruise in the mighty Brahmaputra, enjoying the lively music and the mesmerizing cultural activities. Povitra wildlife sanctuary is located near Guwahati. And obviously, if you have time, the delegates can also go to Kaziranga. So I'd like to say a few things because ISOT has been never held in Guwahati. And Guwahati is a fast developing city where we are trying to, popularize transplant, not really renal transplant, other transplants as well. So if you can have the conference in Guwahati, then a lot of the other people who are associated with the transplant, not a renal transplant, but other transplant surgeries will be greatly benefited. And also the neighboring, the other northeastern states can join us. And also the neighboring countries like from Bangladesh, from Nepal and Bhutan, they can also come and join us. And it will be a huge experience for all these people and very, very beneficial for all the transplant surgeons and the physicians associated with the various types of transplant surgeries. So I'm hopeful that we can be able to hold the ISOT in Guwahati in 2023.
Madam, who are other members, madam?
Oh yeah, Dr. Nandita Chaudhary ma'am. She'll be with me, Dr. Anup Burman sir, Dr. Tanmay Das. These people will be with us. And once we are being able to hold the conference, we'll have a good members from the different different specialities, including the surgeons, the urologists, and other liver physicians, and the surgeons as well.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Now we'll go to Dr. Manjunath Shetty, Professor and Head of Nephrology, JSS Medical College, Mysore. Dr. Shetty is here. Dr. Manjunath Shetty. I think he is not, I couldn't see him join online, but I have circulated all the bids to all the members. So any comments from the council or members?
Dr. Vivek, may I speak?
Yes, sir. Agrawal, sir.
No, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a numbering or some type of a grading was being given for the proposed center who bid for the ISOT.
No, sir. There is no pro forma that was followed in ISN, sir. If I am
for ISN, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you are involved in all society, so.
No. That's but okay, fine.
Sir, we usually ask the bidders to give why the society should be given. We yesterday discussed in the council which should be the priority, but before giving our opinion, I thought I should hear, the members should hear from the bidders. Then
fine.
Members.
Vivek, Vivek, how do we go about it? Normally in the conference, physical conference, we do raise our hands and voting. But here in virtual conference, how do we decide? Should we have some voting or something like that?
No, sir. Voting, how can I speak? Dr. Shyam Bansal, I am speaking. Yeah, Vivek, can I?
Yeah, we are able to hear. Shyam, what is it? Shyam, how do we decide?
Yeah, see, the voting is because, how would you do the voting? Because there are 70 members who are here and there are 700 or 1,000 others who are not. So this will be very biased sort of voting. So we should decide the means if there is how will you decide on the basis of infrastructure? The place has not hold and like that. So from that point of view, obviously, one person has not come up. So whether that bid stands or not stand, I am not sure, because if the person is not present in the presentation, then obviously probably he is not much interested or whatever the reason.
Yes,
and
if
secondly,
you are not, somebody else should have presented. The presenter should have been there.
Yeah. Secondly, if you see that infrastructure, if we are talking of an international conference, connectivity, and all other aspects, then it should be decided on basis of that. and obviously the person who is being the organizing should be capable of doing it.
So every year in physical meeting, we count the head count after hearing from the members, after hearing from council. This is the first time we are holding it virtual.
Vivek.
Yes, sir.
I think in the fitness of the thing, it will be appropriate to just share the impression, or you can say conclusion or whatever, of the executive and the basis on which that was given, that was decided, and then ask that if the GBM has members have got a different assessment, it will be probably easy. Otherwise, as Shyam said, that it will be unfair to challenge the capability of anybody. I think everybody is capable of holding the conference.
Yesterday,
what is the viewpoint of the executive? Dr. Vivek, what is the viewpoint?
So yesterday we discussed in the council, we get a lot of issue in terms of finance during CAST 2019. Member has to pay from their pocket for the travel, membership, hotels. So basically, a good if there is a good organizing secretary, good transport activity, major city, metro city, good connectivity, infrastructure. In considering all these points, the EC suggested that Kolkata should be preferred over all two centers. Although all two centers, they are emerging, but their transplant numbers are less. Probably there can be a issue of getting less sponsorship for holding the national meeting. Yesterday, we also discussed that there should be a SOP and agreement before we proceed forward for the Congress, but Kolkata was preferred over other two cities. That was the opinion of the council.
I agree with that.
I think we should go with the assessment, and we should encourage midterm meetings in the regions like Guwahati and other places. That may be a wise decision. Dr. Manjuri can bid for a midterm meeting in the near future, and then a full meeting maybe later. That may be a possibility.
It was also felt.
Even this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
It was also felt that last time Calcutta, lost to Kochi, and so they should be.
No. Last time it was not Kolkata versus this thing. It was Ahmedabad versus this thing. I thought Vivek Kutte will go for Ahmedabad, but
there was also Dr. Gupta. There was Calcutta also in the bid. I distinctly remember Dr. Arpita Rai Chaudhary presenting the case of Calcutta.
So if we want to have the voting, people can type in the chat box and we can immediately count or see the response.
I mean, if there's anybody who wants to say something, why don't you say rather than voting?
Voting will be unfair. I mean, 70 people voting for 1,200 person is probably not fair thing.
No, Dr. Sanjay, always this is the situation in the meetings we have. We don't have full attendance in the executive and the general body meeting.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, Kolkata has already held an ISOT meeting. So at least we should prefer a new place.
The point is well taken, but I think overall points of connectivity and other things, we do want to reach into the small places to encourage activities, but I think there are so many things to be taken into account.
I think the key is financials. You have now the financials of ISOT national meeting has gone very big, and for a place which performs less number of transplant, it may be a challenge to raise that much of funds. That's one challenge, which many places have had in the past also. Not that, you don't want to go there, but my suggestion also is that, we could do midterm meetings in places where like Mysore or Guwahati, initially, and then do a national meeting afterwards. That's our opinion in at least the council.
I think I agree with you, Doctor. This should be we should encourage meeting midterm. Not only one, we should do 2, 3 in the year.
In fact, regional meetings are very, very required now, with so much of transplant activity happening in the country. So we should take a call on more regional meetings happening.
I think that's a very good idea.
So Dr. Sharaf, this is a good decision for the big center. They should have a national meeting and the regional meeting can be at Guwahati and Mysore also.
Yeah, but
Rage, we want
then
more
we
and
have
more
to
centers
decide.
to host.
We have to take a decision now.
Yeah.
So there, I think
Dr. Gupta, let
either
the
go
others
with the
also
ultimate
speak.
decision or we do the chat as the Shisha said. So,
May I say something? I think rather we discuss the so many things. The discussion is here to hold the national annual meeting, whether it is in Kolkata or it is in Guwahati, because there is no presentation from the Mysore. So we have to choose the 2 points, whether to go to the Guwahati or to go to Mysore. My point of saying is, just a minute, my point of saying is, Kolkata has got they can raise the funds from pharmaceutical house. Accommodation is not a problem. Connectivity is not a problem. And I may correct you all, even last time bidder were Kolkata versus Nagpur. It was given to Nagpur. Kolkata was a bidder last time also. So in view of everything, I think we should go for the Kolkata annual meeting. Thank you.
So can I say something?
I just want to voice my opinion
if
because we have.
if anybody has a more stronger
Yes, Dr. Uma.
I just wanted to say that if we are looking at funds, we can also keep an option that the organizer should do the virtual meeting like the Kochi meeting. So funds will not be a big problem. Of course, if it's a physical meeting, connectivity and funds are major issue. And as far as voting, I think always in general body who are present, they vote and the rest of the people accept that vote. So we can write in the chat box or we can raise hands even in a virtual mode and that should be acceptable. That's my personal opinion. Rest is up to the whole group. Thank you.
I think let's vote in the chat box.
I just want to voice my opinion and concerns because I have been to Guwahati many times and it's a growing city and there are more number of nephrologists and transplant physicians and surgeons. But since Calcutta bit for quite some time and being a metropolitan city with a large number of nephrologists, transplant surgeons and doing different transplants, and I'm always concerned about raising funds. It is not so easy because we have done a meeting in 2015 in Chennai and we just managed to raise the funds. And also before that in 1997, we did the transplant meeting and Sri Ramachandra Medical College. Fundraising is a major issue and don't think that it is a minor issue because the organization also needs profit from the funding. I would just like to recall your attention to just one more point, to the World Transplant Congress held in Rome in 2000. You know, at the end of the meeting, you know how much was the money left behind for the organization? A few couple of thousands of dollars because they couldn't raise the money and then the organization was lacking funds. And this was which was discussed in the general body meeting in the Rome WCN, the Rome World Congress of Transplantation. So I would suggest that it should be in Calcutta for the time being, and probably in the future we can definitely think about Guwahati as a place as you grow, as we all grow together. And that's my personal opinion about the 2023 Indian Society of Transplant meeting.
Move forward with the decision.
Sir, I think the opinion of this council was also the same, and as Dr. Georgie Abraham and Dr. Sunil Shroff has also opined for the same. So we can have this special meeting in Kolkata.
Speak, please.
Special meeting at Kolkata and regional meeting at Guwahati. So
Yeah, let's go forward. Thank you. Yeah, let's go for that.
Yeah,
Dr. Gupta is let others speak.
No, I'm saying Dr. Mantri should accept this sportsmanship. I think she is a nice
Yes.
way.
Yes, sir, that's no problem, sir. There's always a chance, second
That's
chance.
nice to see your smiling face.
Yeah, definitely regional meeting should go there.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, we are always there. Yeah.
Manju will support you for the winter meeting and then larger meeting later. I think it's all decided now. So we should go for Kolkata.
That's fine, sir. Only thing I wanted to stress is giving exposure to the surgeons and the physicians of part of the country.
Dr. Sri Shroff will bring your midterm meeting there. You'll organize. We'll be there in Guwahati. No problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, so no problem, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
2022 midterm meeting will be at Patna because
Thank you very much.
it was hold since 2 years, and 23 main Congress will be at Kolkata.
Good, very good.
So this is agreed by all. So definitely we will consider Guwahati and Mysore for the upcoming midterm meeting in coming years.
We can have more than one midterm meeting. Why we are only one? We can have more than one. Our rules are 2 months.
Dr. Gupta, let's go forward. We have a long agenda and there's a banquet waiting also here.
Okay, sir. Okay. So,
everybody on my behalf.
Yeah, Dr. Pratik Das.
Congratulations, Pratik. Deepak, chalo, prepare for it.
Okay. You want to say something, Dr. Das?
Yes, thank you everybody for allowing us. We'll try our best to hold this, the prestige of the ISOT in our meeting in Kolkata. We'll try our best. Thank you everyone. Thank
We
you.
have full confidence.
All I want to say, Dr. Das, is you'll have an SOP given to you, to be signed before the final decision.
Yes, this is very important point. We will share the SOP for this is a terms and condition agreement, so that there will be the roles and responsibility of the ISOT versus local organizing committee. Is that correct, Dr. Shroff?
Yes, sir. Yes, Vivek. I think that will give clarity and there will be no hard feelings at the end of the day.
Thank you, sir. So just like the objective assessment of fellowship and all the orations, this year we also made the objective assessment of editor of Indian Journal of Transplantation. This was the pro forma which we adopted just from the Indian Journal of Nephrology, that was circulated to all the members. This pro forma was approved yesterday by the Executive Council. Total 3 applications were for editor of Indian Journal of Transplantation. Dr. Manisha Sai will complete her second term in 2022. So as per constitution, only 2 terms are allowed. So Madam will complete her second term. Then 2 applications were pending. One is Dr. Narayan Prasad and other is Dr. Sri Bhushan Raju. Dr. Sri Bhushan Raju informed that he wished to withdraw his nomination. So I request Dr. Jaiprakash for his comment on Editor-in-Chief of Indian Journal of Transplantation.
I think the things becomes very clear. As you said, Dr. Manisha is allowed to complete her second tenure in 22, whatever, September, October. And I have also got the message that Dr. Bhushan Raju has withdrawn his application for the post of the editor IJT. And after, once the Manisha Sai completed her tenure, editorship will be given to the Dr. Narayan Prasad. So there is no any competition.
Okay, thank you, sir. So
thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, Dr. Narayan Prasad, your comment.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for considering me for this post of great responsibility, and I will try to just do justice with this journal, and I will like to help of all this governing council and all the members of the society particularly, so that we can make this journal index. Probably Dr. Manisha has done hard work on this for last 5 years. Next years, I think by the end of this year, or once it will not be complete, I would like to get it index, PubMed index. But this journal is at present indexed with Scopus and many other indexing agencies. So I think journal is going great, and we will try to improve it further. So thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity.
I think
Narayan Prasad, my best wishes to you.
Thank you,
and
sir.
I hope you will do best.
Dr. Narayan Prasad, congratulations for this, and we are ready to cooperate you in all the ways. Na?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. From my side also, Dr. Narayan Prasad, thank you very much. I mean, you are the one who, put me in this editor-in-chief position. And I thank everyone, for such a nice cooperation I have received. I've tried to do my best. And the Indian Journal of Transplant now has around 100 pages. And we are coming up with new features. Visual abstracts are there now. We have put it on social media, Twitter, and we have now original articles coming from international institutes as well as major reputed institutes across the country. So thanks everyone for that. I mean, you have always been a constant source of support and encouragement. We are starting a PG corner, quiz corner, and I'm very happy that Dr. Narayan Prasad would be taking over, and I'm sure he'll do a great job. And I assure him of whatever support I will continue to give for him. Be assured of that. So thank you very much. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Manisha, your role is not over yet, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have done tremendous
Yes.
work in this
Yes.
last 5-6 years to bring us to this level. And I, with the permission of the general body and with permission of the executive committee, I would personally say that, please continue to support it, be there in some capacity with Narayan Prasad so that, we can make it even better and stronger. And I'm sure the journal will get indexed before you give it to Dr. Narayan Prasad. I'm sure that will happen because you've been working so hard for that. So it is not over yet. Picture abhi baki hai.
Hi, sir. Glad to inform everyone that now, as per the Gazette of India, your publications, though the journal is indexed in Scopus, your publications are in IJT are recognized for your promotions, and there is Gazette notification which will be shortly shared with everyone. So till we get PubMed index, which is in process, the journal is of international standard, and your publications will not be rejected anywhere. They're accepted. Journal is accepted by Scopus as well as DOAJ. So rest assured, and please put your work in Indian Journal of Transplant, cite it, quote it. If you want PubMed indexing, I request all of you to please cite your work. You are brilliant authors, all of you. Please cite your work in Indian Journal of Transplant wherever you publish in international.
I'm doing it all the time, Manisha, whenever I'm publishing.
That is what I wish. Thank you.
Congratulations and to Narayan, and thanks to Manisha for doing all the wonderful work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Vivek, any other agenda?
yes. मैडम इसका एब्स्ट्रैक्ट पब्लिश होगा ना सब कांग्रेस का शायद आईजेटी में एक सप्लीमेंट में आता है.
Yes.
Okay. So all
will be published in supplement.
Give a big hand to Dr. Manisha.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
I get all response from IJT very fast in terms of any income tax documents within 24 hours without any phone call, repeated call to the IJT office. Thank you, madam, for all your support. Now the next agenda is by Dr. Manisha Sai, IJT report.
Yeah. So let me share. I mean, can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so this is the IGT report for all for this year. Journal which was about 30 to 40 pages is now 100 pages. The journal is receiving original work from all the major institutes in the country and also internationally. Please consider this is your own country's journal. Submit your work here. It will be widely read throughout country, and your work will be recognized. We need it more here rather than in the international arena. Journal which was not indexed is now indexed with international indexing agencies, Scopus and DOAJ. Scopus is internationally recognized indexing agency and is accepted by National Medical Council and all international universities. Journal follows all guidelines of Scopus and PubMed. As you might be seeing, we are having declaration of ethics, patient consent. We are having all the ethical statements followed. As you can see in the journal, you can all give suggestions to further improve it. And this is the Gazette notification. As you can see that the journal publication is a valid publication, and it's indexed, as I said, in Scopus and DOAJ. PubMed indexing is under process. And probably if I'm not able to do it, I'm very sure Dr. Narayan would do it. And definitely I'll put my best effort to get it done shortly. We've added new features like visual abstracts for original articles. So whatever original article you publish, be sure if you want, we can have a visual abstract, and that will make your publication widely read. You can put it on Twitter, share it on Twitter, so on and so forth. We are looking forward, moving forward. And this is the visual abstract published on original article from Chennai. from the Chennai group on COVID and transplant. So this is in this issue. Some other features we've added for postgraduates. We want more contributions for postgraduates. It's easy to write. Put images in transplant and make your diagnosis. These are very simple things, one-page article, and they are very, very informative. If not with original article, please start it. And this is the make your diagnosis published in this issue. And this is image, which is published in this issue. So please, this is for involvement of postgraduates. The journal is now on Twitter, social media. The editorial board of the journal now includes a visual abstract team as well. And this is your own journal on the Twitter. It is our own journal, our Indian journal, the only national journal. Please contribute to it. And as I said, if you want PubMed indexing, the one thing we need is citation. So please cite this work in the journal everywhere, wherever you are writing in other international journals. So we've generated around 10 to 15 lakhs per year for the running of the journal by pharma sponsorships. And the account of journal has now been transferred to main ISOT account. And I thank Dr. Vivek Kute for giving a very good response as far as the auditing and all is concerned. New features being added this year are PG Corner, where we'll include case discussions with comments from experts, a PG quiz as well. So this is in the upcoming issue, which is under process. So the discussion points which we discussed in the council meeting yesterday, as of now, print copies, this was a major complaint from most of the members that all of them were not receiving print copies. So now we have the new member list and around 1400 to 1500 members. The only thing is getting out print copies is a costly affair, and I would need inputs on that, and the council will decide on that. So print copies, whether every member needs a print copy, because most of the times we are wasting that print copy. Everything is available online. So those members who can opt for an online version, it would be very good, because that would cut down the cost of producing the journal. Print copy, there's the maximum cost. All colleges can apply for an institutional subscription for hard copy. So whether we need to have some payment for visual abstracts or color pages, that we'll decide. As of now, we're not charging anything. And secretarial assistance has already been discussed. So thank you very much. And I'll try to do my best. And it's a teamwork, and I'll hand over when my term is over. And be assured of all assistance and help from my side from whatever experience I've been. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Manisha, for that wonderful explanation of what all things you have done. I just have a request. Can we have two PGs in the editorial board of the journal? Because a lot of the international journals are including PGs as editors in the journal. So can we select both you and Narayan Prasad decide on that? Two PGs in the, it need not be nephrology, it could be surgeons or other people, in the editorial board of the journal. So mention that they are also postgraduate students for the time being, so that they will have more appeal and they feel that, they are part of the journal.
This is just like the editorial fellowship concept, sir. This is present in majority of the international journal like AJT and TTS. So probably young members, we can invite application for the editorial fellowship, and based on the some SOP, if there are more applications, we can select few. Of course, this will increase the this will decrease the turnover time for publication, and this will help the editor and editorial team. So this should be one of the welcome step.
Yeah, I think this is a great suggestion from Georgie said, and we and Dr. Manisha can think of about doing this.
Yes, I second what Dr. Georgie said. And I think Dr. Manjusha Yadla has also written that we can start editorial training, which is also offered by international journals. And that would be really great. So we will definitely take it forward. Sir, thank you for the suggestion.
We can invite the applications for editorial fellowship, and depending on numbers, Dr. Sahai and Dr. Narayan can take this further. How many numbers they want should be joined. The next agenda is we will make the new directory of the ISOT before the next GBM, because we updated many address during the postal ballot, and still around 200 need to be updated. So I will circulate that list to all members, all the council members, and they should help to update their address and contact details so that before the next meeting, we will have the new ISOT directive.
Oh, okay, sure. Sure, sure.
The next agenda is DICG. The declaration of custodial group has written email later to the ISOT about some media news.
Yaar in the Pavan Verma?
He's an IAS officer, member Rajesh.
People mute their mic, please. There's a lot of background noise.
Can you unmute all? Mute kar do sabko, organizers. Yeah, thank you. I received letter from Declaration of Istanbul and Custodial Group about the viewpoint of the ISOT about media news from Assam. We must agree that when we compare current transplant practice to 25 years ago, now all transplants are ethical. Any member transplant surgeon or physician is not a part of authorization committee. Still there are some anecdotal media news. We never came to the end results of these news, what happened, who found guilty, and what was the action taken. So Dr. Jaiprakash requested Dr. S.K. Agrawal sir to draft one letter to respond to the DICG concern. And yesterday we discussed this agenda in governing body meeting, and Dr. Agarwal and Dr. Sandeep Guleria would make this draft final, and then we'll respond to the DICG. The key points is that ISOT informed to the NOTO and ROTO also, ROTO East and ROTO Kolkata about the letter received from the DICG for their further needful from their side. And I have circulated the draft of this letter to all the members. Any other comment?
I think that letter was appropriate, Dr. Vivek, and we can send to the DICG for as a report from or as a letter from Indian Society of Organ Transplantation. I think that is sufficient to respond.
Okay.
One of the things is we shouldn't be found to be on defensive, because what is happening is, with the India Relation Committee of TTS, the DICG, I'm not saying we are perfect, but we're getting there, and to what we were before and to what it is now, we've come a long way. And somewhere along the line, we seem to get defensive with all these international societies. I don't think so that is required anymore. We're a huge country. There are regulatory kind of sometimes pitfalls here and there, but if you compare the situation, things have changed dramatically. It's not that things are not happening in other countries, so let's be, a little bit more proactive, and rather than being defensive about these issues is my suggestion.
I concur with Sunil Shroff on that. We are not slaves to anybody. And as Dr. Sunil Shroff has very clearly pointed out, definitely things have improved because both of us were in the Istanbul Forum for the ethics in transplantation. And there were others also who were attending this conference. And I think that we shouldn't send a letter saying that we are sorry and all those things. We have to keep our status, and also we shouldn't be slaves to others. And I don't think that there is any need to answer to this particular letter and just leave it there. We understood, that's it. So when silence is there, people will understand that we have taken it very seriously.
Dr. Georgie, may I say?
Yes, Dr. Agarwal, please.
No, I will little differ in the sense that we should not respond. We must respond. And if you go to the content of letter, that was my first opinion, that we should not be defensive.
Yes.
What as a society, as a professional we are doing, we are very clear that we are doing a straightforward thing.
No, I agree. We should respond, and it should be short. It should be, to the
No, I
point.
think then you should read the content of the letter. It is probably a half a page or one or two-third, and very crisp and clearing our position that we are following all rules as per the WHO and Istanbul Declaration. But one thing I want to say is that in the letter and otherwise also, the issue is that the DICG member, they quoted in the letter that the news item was, or the letter from India which went to DICG is from the Indian member itself. So you must be knowing that the...
Yes, we all know the Indian member. We
Yeah.
all know the Indian member.
Yeah, so that was a point which was written, but letter is quite clear that we are not doing anything hanky-panky, so don't tell us what we are supposed to do.
Yeah, so that letter was very straightforward, and it was not a defensive letter. This is a very objective letter telling that our own rules and regulations are there for the transplantation, and the government is very proactive to take actions if anything illegal happens. So that is the crux of this letter. So I think the letter has been drafted well, and that should go back with this answer that India has own rules and regulations, and there is own.
I attended the India Relations Committee meetings also twice, and I found that there was too much of dissection on things, how we do things here in India. And I didn't really, to be honest, appreciate that from them. And that's why I'm bringing it up. Normally, I'm quite accommodative, but I didn't like the way they were dissecting us, and that's not required by any international body.
Definitely, sir. We should oppose that kind of the dissection. That is not acceptable.
And one more thing I just want to bring to the notice that in WHO Health Assembly, India has made its position very clear that there is a difference between transplant tourism and trafficking. So
Yes.
there is a written statement from Ministry of Health in WHO Assembly. I don't remember the number of that assembly.
Absolutely. In fact, in the Indian Journal of Medical Ethics, I have exactly written the same point, that this needs to be differentiated. Organ tourism, transplant tourism is not equivalent to organ trafficking, and they need to differentiate that.
So that has been given by Health Minister very clearly.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Uttara from Hyderabad. Can I make one comment?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, it's regarding this unethical organ transplant, what is going on in Assam and Calcutta. Actually, I gave one media comment at that time, and it is very sad to see. I have seen all the donors who are exploited, who are taken from the Assam by brokers, and it is in a well-known hospital in Calcutta. They have done the transplants, almost 70 people. 70 transplant was done in 1 year, and you can see that media. You can hear these are talking in Assamese, but you can see how they exploited the poor people. So if ISOT is remain not doing any anything on this, any action, and it will be very shameful. It's a very shameful thing that we are honoring the people who are doing the unethical transplant.
Madam, may I respond, Dr. Sunil?
I mean,
Yes,
you have been very brave to say this, to be honest, and I'm glad you brought this up, and we are very concerned with what you just said. The thing is that, ISOT as a body doesn't go into these regulatory things which are happening in the country. And there are other, other kind of bodies to tackle these things. So you're right. If there's something like this going on, we have a moral responsibility to make sure that these things don't happen in our country. Yes, Sanjay, please respond.
Sir, my point is like this. When we know what is going on, why we honor the people who are doing this? We know very well who is doing. It's an open secret. Then why we are honoring them? That is the question.
I'm not too sure it's an open secret to what extent, if all the members know about that. Anyway, Sanjay, please respond.
No, I would like to ask from Dr. Uttara, does she have a direct information that who is involved?
Yes,
I mean,
sir, I can
Dr.
show
Uttara, let me speak.
Okay.
You can speak then whatever you want to speak. You see, in any country, if you take it as a illegal or whatever name you give this, where across the world you cannot stop illegal things. What is most important is that the moment a illegal thing is found, the appropriate law holding agency should take appropriate action. I think beyond that, nothing more is expected. I have spoken to the convener of National Organ Transplant Program, not only the central health ministry and appropriate authority, which is DGHS, even the regional regulatory authorities are already on the job and taking appropriate action. I don't think as a society we have any power to say pinpoint any of the colleague. Let this be done by the law enforcing agency rather than the society. Society has no
I
locus.
understand, I understand, but even
Can
now
I
things are
speak,
going
sir?
on.
One second, please, one minute. Let's take it. Not everybody should speak one by one. Uttara, what did you want to do though? One second, Dr. Gupta, please, 1 second. Dr. Uttara Das, what would you like to do? What do you want the society to do? Please tell us.
Yeah, the society can do two things. One, society should be part of this investigation. They should be a part of this investigation, and by boycotting those who are indulging in such type of acts, we should boycott them. Now honor them. My question, because I don't want to part of their ISOT. After knowing all these things, that ISOT can't do anything, and in front of your eye, the unethical job things are going on. I have seen so many tea garden workers. They are selling kidney, and they are getting only 1.5 lakhs, whereas the brokers and who else I don't know, the recipients are giving 40 lakhs. Recipients are giving 40 lakhs.
I don't think so, Uttara. We can go into these details in this
I understand,
general body.
sir. I understand very well. We cannot do anything.
But let's put this to the. We have an ethics committee within ISOT. Let's put it to that, and let's come out with an answer. We'll minute this, and we'll try and get some answers to this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your acceptance.
I don't think we should just rub it off. We as a society should take responsibility, and we should form an investigative committee on this. It should not be ignored. It's our moral responsibility as a society to look into all these allegations also, and we should investigate.
There are no easy answers to this.
No. I don't think that is ISOT is a prerogative to become an investigative agency.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So
Anyway,
we will at least the ISOT should ask the member that whether he's involved or not. They should have one statement. Maybe Dr. Uttara can give a representation.
Hey, Ashish, with whom member? Do you know the name of the person?
One of the members has pointed out.
And that member has got authority to ask from somebody that what you are doing.
Sir, it is in the news media.
News item nahi, Madam Dr. Uttara, can you ask? You write to the person on behalf of ISOT.
Sir, can I comment, sir? Actually, whenever you look at the past, whenever there was any such crime happens, any such undoing unacceptable things, unethical things happened, always there was some punishment either from the police side or from the government side. So let this government to do their job. They will automatically be some guilty. There are many examples that many of our colleagues and physicians were in the jails. So let this Kanun do their job. Why we are interfering in that? I think there is already ongoing investigation.
Narayan, can we see this discussion requires more time. I don't think so. We have so much of time in the general body. Let's minute this, and we can discuss it again, and we can take some conclusion to that. So let's move forward.
Can I just have one word? Yes, sir. So let me make it clear. Though there is an accusation that there is some racket going on in Assam, to make it very clear, we are not doing any unrelated transplant in my hospital, medical college. One.
Okay.
Number two, there is a government authorization committee. If the government is giving the authorization to carry out these type of transplants, how are we involved in it? And number three, if there is a racket going on, which we are not aware of, I think the police should take up. The police is taking up the case and they are investigating it. But obviously, I think, this unrelated transplant, either it should be banned totally or there should be some provisions where the people can come up with some
We
unrelated
can make this
transfers?
as an agenda for discussion separately in a meeting
I think,
rather than doing it
I
now,
think,
because we will not come to any conclusion. Believe me, everybody would want to speak, so we can make a small agenda and have a discussion separately on this.
Sure, sir, Dr.
Or
I think
Jayaprakash ji, please, sir. Please,
Professor
sir.
Basanti Ramesh wants to say something. She may be permitted. Over to Basanti Ramesh.
I think we should keep it
Thank you
short.
very much, sir. Thank you very much. As Director of NOTO, I had written to the State Appropriate Authority, who is the authorized organization to investigate in the matter and has the powers of the Civil Code to take action as deemed fit. Though no response has been received from them, I am sure that they must have initiated the investigation. But I think ISOT can play a role in ensuring that their investigation comes to fruition early. If people have genuine first-hand information which they can give, we should be open and fair and transparent. We should not be afraid of calling someone who has committed something that indeed they have, or to help them be exonerated if they have not. This
Can
is
we
my
stop this
comment.
discussion and move on with our other agendas, please? Because we have taken too much time on this. Please move on.
Yeah, let us go on to next agenda. Yes, Vivek, next agenda.
Sir, all agenda are completed, sir. That's why I kept this last.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nothing else is there.
Yes, sir.
Last executive committee and general body also, we had decided that the e-voting thing will be accepted and put to the general body. I know we need constitutional amendment, but in agreement, at least there should be consensus in general body to go forward with these things. Constitutional amendment and like e-voting and so on.
E-voting is a good idea.
I think Dr. Saraf point is valid.
We should
And
outgoing executive, Dr. Jayaprakash, Dr. Vivek, for your coordinating. You have done a very good job, and welcome the new you will be taking over tomorrow. Okay, with this, bye-bye to everyone.
Yes,
I think we should move from the paper ballot to e-voting.
Yes,
General body has
and I would like
permitted it.
general body to agree to that so that this will at least pass, so that the constitutional
Yes,
amendment on
yes.
this can be presented and the next voting can happen by e-voting.
Yes, correct.
So should we
Dr.
write on the
Oja?
ballot box?
So, at least this
Yes.
can be agreed among other constitutional agreement. Of course, we have to present it to the general body, but this e-voting can be at least passed straight away.
I think so.
Nay, Doctor.
Sir, for constitutional amendment, the majority vote has to be submitted to the register.
No. Sorry,
No,
Dr. Vivek.
I spoke to
you
the
cannot-
registrar of the office. He says that, all you need to do is, if you want to change a procedure, just inform us, and this e-voting can be easily taken. He says there's no problem with that. I spoke to him at length, and he said even Supreme Court and High Court, hearings are happening on e-voting. So why are you people, discussing it so far? So in COVID, many of the institutions have gone for e-voting. They didn't have a constitutional, in bylaw, they didn't have e-voting, but they went ahead and this was accepted. So your registrar from Ahmedabad said that you can take this forward.
We can take this forward, but we need to provide the majority. It is a welcome step.
Nay, Dr. Sunil, what you are saying is obviously probably everybody want, but your constitution clearly write ballot. So you can't.
No, all
unless
I'm
you-
asking, as we are having a general body, at least the general body can say that, yes, you go ahead with these amendments, at least that can
is
be passed.
fine. That is fine. That
That can be passed.
you can go for the amendment, but you cannot pass that e-voting.
No, you can't pass, but you can go ahead with the amendment. That's the general body can pass.
That you as such have power to go for amendment.
So I think some other societies do go for e-voting, even though we have not gone to the Society Amendment Act. But still the e-voting has been approved in some other scientific societies, and I think that is acceptable. If the GBM at least says, yes, it is acceptable. Many other societies have done that, and especially with COVID, I think that's the norm, and everybody would be happy to do it. That encourages more voting, in fact. That's what is our observation in other societies. So we should go for it.
I think a general body, after general body approval from the ballot voting to e-voting, we can go forward. We can go ahead for the procedure, whatever required for the e-voting.
Yeah, we'll do
So
the
I
procedure what is required.
all the
body
members to send additional suggestions for any change in amendment so that the committee can take all the suggestions, and before next GBM we can come to some consensus for approval for all.
Dr. Kute, it is an fairness of thing. You write to all the members about the amendment and then put the before the amendment committee.
Okay.
That is the way you can do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Any more agenda, Dr. Kute?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
Thank you.
So this is the handover. Dr. Kute hand over my job to Dr. Saraf
Yes,
this
sir.
meeting.
So, yeah, please, sir. Dr.
Okay.
Jayaprakash.
Yeah. So I am going to make a very present task, and I have honor and privilege to hand over the president's charge to Dr. Sunil Saraf. So from today onward, Dr. Sunil Saraf is president, and I am becoming the past president. So this is Dr. Sunil Saraf for you. I think we can post it. I email to you by the courier or by the ballot post.
Thank you,
So
sir.
accept it, Dr. Sunil Saraf.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Normally it happens on the valedictory function, but I think, since, we will be going tomorrow, we're taking a flight and we may not be around. So thank you very much. And I welcome the new executive committee. And thank you, Dr. Jayaprakash, for all your, support. And of course, Vivek is going to continue in his seat. So I think it will be a very smooth handover. And again, thank you all the executive members from the, all of you who have been supporting this. And we hope that together we'll build a very strong ISOT as we go forward. Thank you and good night.
Dr. Sunil Saraf, you are lucky to have a Vivek Kute as a honorary secretary, and the things will go very smooth.
Yes,
my
sir.
support and my suggestion will be only if for the positive in the society, for the improvement of the society. So I am with you, and my best wishes for your tenure. Thank you, Dr. Sunil Saraf.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, Dr. Jayaprakash, should we close the meeting?
Yeah. This meeting is closed with thanks to every participants. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Tomorrow to the morning session of scientific program.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you to the outgoing.
Thank you very much.
To the outgoing executive, we must give a big hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome the new executive committee.
You will get
we'll call
now
for
meeting is closed.
S.K. Agarwal also, he is also from the previous term. Dr. Narayan Prasad is also here. Dr. Manisha Sai is here. Thank you.